What's poppin', everyone, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Hope you guys doing absolutely fantastic out there today. Guys, it's time to get straight away into one of my absolute favorite videos to make here on my channel, and that is the best update concepts and ideas made by the talented people in the Brawl Stars community. Now, there are two reasons why I enjoy making this video. Number one, to throw out really amazing ideas out there that might not be getting picked up by the Brawl Stars dev team or other people in the community, as well as two, show recognition to really talented creators in the community that might not be getting as much recognition as they should be for their hard work and what they do for the community. So I always enjoy them. Hopefully you guys are pumped up for this episode today. Let's get straight away into it. Here we go. Now, before we get straight away into the video today, a quick word from our beautiful sponsor. Guys, I am extremely excited to introduce to you all a new easy game called Dragon Brawlers. And today, $3,000 cash is brought to you by Dragon Brawlers. Pretty dang insane. Make sure to stick around to the end. Dragon Brawlers is a very easy MOBA to play, but insanely difficult to master, which personally is one of my favorite things in a mobile game. Speaking of favorite things for your boy in mobile games, the matches in it are incredibly fast, so you're not glued to the screen for a very long time and you can enjoy it wherever you want to. Dragon Brawlers is the first MOBA introducing a dragon riding mechanic where you choose individually which hero and dragon to bring into the match. Each combination will allow you to have strengths in different areas, such as a tankier build or an offensive build. There's also an insane amount of combinations that you can test out, so the game never really gets boring. There are a bunch of different game modes you can play in, such as Dragon King's Awakening, where you need to summon a Dragon King to destroy the opponent's base, as well as Dragon Soul, where you have to capture the Dragon Soul spots. You can collect and train different dragons for an even bigger advantage during the game as well. So if you guys download the game today via the link in the description down below, Dragon Brawlers might end up picking you along with 50 random players to win $3,000 cash. And on top of the $3,000, you'll be provided a limited edition gift pack to get you started off in the game. Just be sure to log in every day and check your in-game mail. But once again, a huge thank you to Dragon Brawlers for sponsoring today's video. These things really help out the channel in a very, very big way. But with that being said, let's hop straight away back into the video. Here we go! But without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're starting things off with really awesome second gadget ideas, or just gadget reworked ideas. Starting things off with this user here, Nothing1568, developing a rework to Protective Tunes, Poco's second gadget. I feel like a very underwhelming gadget. So as you can see from the gameplay here, a very simple tweak to the gadget that I think might be able to bring this gadget up to the same tier as the first gadget, the dominant gadget by far. So instead of just disabling the negative effects, Poco also administers a shield to himself along with his teammates, as you can see demonstrated here in the gameplay. Him along with his teammates getting a shield for about 2.5 to 3 seconds. I like this. It seems really, really good because the second gadget no one uses right now. So getting into our next one here by the same exact creator as the Poco one, and that is a new second gadget for Spike. A really, really simple gadget, but I think is really well thought out and it's going to be helpful for Spike. When you place down a gadget, you place a cactus right in front of you. So you guys know the wall peeking strats here in Brawl Stars, definitely really good for a brawler like Spike. I think this would be really, really fun. As you can see, it lasts for only 5 seconds. I would love to see it just last for the entirety of the match. There's enough brawlers in the game that can destroy walls with like a cult gadget or something like that. This way, Spike can really control a lane well, almost like a Rosa gadget, right? With the bushes, this time it's just a singular Spike cactus. I love this idea. It's amazing. Getting into another gadget idea by the user Shauna WBS. No animation or anything like that, but I thought it was a really well thought out gadget. Might be pretty OP, but as you can see, tornadoes. Sandy transforms his super into a tornado that pulls enemies in. Charges per match 3. This is a really interesting concept. I don't know if it would be good to have them all directly go straight to the middle right away, just because the sandstorm is very, very long, but maybe a gradual pulling of it where it just slows them down a little bit to give your team a bit of an edge. I love this idea. It seems really, really cool. But everyone, with the gadgets out of the way, getting into another just game rework idea here by Flying Lane, a very predominant, helpful creator here in the community when it comes to ideas. Definitely featured on my channel here in the past. Phenomenal ideas coming from this creator. But as you can see, a way to keep Lone Star and Takedown in game without them affecting anyone. I feel like with the introduction of Lone Star here this last weekend, a lot of people kind of of understood the meta around it. There was like one brawler being played primarily, and that is Leon. There were some Mortises being played, but a very non-diverse meta, right? And I'm almost positive that was the reason it was removed from the game in the first place. So instead of strictly removing them, why not implement them as a special event game mode? Because I think both of these game modes are incredibly fun, and if you end up losing, or if you feel like you are forced to play specific brawlers in the meta, you aren't so forced then. Since they are more casual, there should be more diverse gameplay in the game mode. So I don't know, I feel like it's a pretty good idea. It's been a while since we've had a new special event game mode. Why not put boss fight and Lone Star in there? A great idea from Flying Lane. So getting into our next one here, and that is an animation change or rework to an existing skin that we have in Brawl Stars, and that is Gunslinger Colt. And believe it or not, I've been seeing a lot of these different animation reworks to different brawlers in the game, and I've been thoroughly enjoying them. And the reason I wanted to bring this one up is because I feel like there was a good, healthy discussion around Gunslinger Colt having animations or not. So the rendition here from Aurora as sister YouTube is pointing out a pretty dang good change to it, if you ask me. It looks like a ball and chain that he's shooting out since he is the law. It makes a lot of sense. And then a different concept here with angry faces on the bullets. I've always been in the ballpark of Gunslinger Colt being somewhat of a basic skin when it comes to the animations being a good thing. Since Wild Wild West is kind of like at a simpler time, it wouldn't make a lot of sense to have a ton of animations on this guy, right? He's just a good old-fashioned gunslinger sheriff here in the Wild Wild West theme. So I kind of like the basic vibe to him, but again, I would always welcome animation changes, and I think this guy did a great job with it. Make sure to let me know what you guys think on the whole Gunslinger Colt not having animations with his character. I'd be really interested in what you guys have to say. Heading into our next idea here by the goated Chief Pekka. If you guys ever look at concepts on Reddit, I'm sure you guys have heard of Chief Pekka. He's been on my channel countless times and has done so much for the Brawl Stars community in his own ways, but it is a Lone Star implementation or tweak to the rules. So as you can see, Chief Pekka explains a feature that allows players to choose where to spawn Lone Star and Takedown. As strange as this change may seem, I feel like it would be insanely fun for game modes like Lone Star and Bounty, especially if they were redesigned for special event game modes, right? I feel like it would make the mode much more chaotic, much more unpredictable, and if it's not trophy based, I feel like that is perfect for those game modes, just making it much more fun. Imagine being able to pick and choose where you want to spawn. Imagine you're the one in Lone Star with all the bounty and you see like 5 different bubbles start to appear around you. How freaking insane would that be? I think it'd be a ton of fun. A great idea and unique idea from Chief Pekka here. Moving along to our next idea here by Unidentifying Doozer 10. You guys have the craziest names, but the reason I'm bringing this one up is because it got a lot of love by the Brawl Stars community, getting a ton of different rewards as well as a bunch of upvotes over here on Reddit. I'm not quite sure if I'm on board with the idea, but since it's gotten a lot of love, that means that the community relatively enjoys it, right? So the concept is being able to see what you're getting out of the Brawl Box, a Mega Brawl Box when it's flashing. So if it's a Brawler, we get the traditional red. If it's a gadget, it will be flashing green. If it's a star power, it'll be flashing yellow. This way, when you're opening it up, you see a 2 that's flashing, you won't be so surprised. You won't be devastated if it's just like a gadget and a star power, thinking that it's 2 new brawlers, right? I think looking at it at a gemmer's perspective and finding fun in opening up brawl boxes, I kind of like the mystery of not knowing what you're going to get, but especially if you are a sparing spender and knowing what you're going to get, it might lessen the blow if it's not something that you're looking forward to. I'm not quite sure. Make sure to let me know what you guys are thinking about with this implementation. So getting into our next one here by Ari Hagria, another goated name in the concept community over on Reddit, but I believe I brought this concept up in the past or a past video such as this, but I wanted to run it by you guys once again just because we are currently in a state of pins getting a little bit more traction and excitement, and I would love to see some diversity with the pins and pins offers. As you can see, Ari Hagria points out pins rework, so a ton of different types of pin packs that you can get or different purchasable things for offers in the shop. So we have the traditional pin pack multi-pack, pin bundle, brawler pin pack, and pin wallet. I especially am very interested in the brawler pin pack. Guys, imagine if you saw a Mortis pin pack pop up in your shop. Oh my gosh, that'd be beautiful. Once again, Flying Lane popping up in today's video, but I think this is a beautiful change for the end of the Brawl Pass. Now, we've brought up different concepts that revolved around the same exact idea, whether that's a certain type of specific like token or new currency in the game that you can use to spend in a shop. I feel like Flying Lane really simplified it, as opposed to all of your tokens going to big Brawl boxes at the very end of the Brawl Pass season. Instead, it just goes to a collective where you can spend it on 4 different things based on whether or not you need those specific things. So you can spend it on a big Brawl box, a mega Brawl box, power points, or coins. I know there are several people out there that would love to open up a handful of big Brawl boxes, a couple megas, and then maybe at the end of that season, going into the next season, they think they need some coins. So they spend the rest of their tokens on coins to better fit the progression of their account. I love this idea. It gives you a little bit more control over your progression, and yeah, I feel like that is always a plus. Next up, I want to show a spotlight on a few different awesome skin ideas that I saw recently before we hop into the new brawler concepts in today's video. So this one designed by, I ran out of name 5. That's hilarious. But the skin idea is EDMs. A pretty cool play on words, guys, if you ask me, and I feel like it fits her character. She's kind of this punk hip-hop character, fangirl. I don't know what you would like to call it, but it fits her character for sure. And another thing I really enjoy about this skin is that it's a star point skin. Guys, I'm awaiting the next amazing star point skin to come out into rotation. I know we got Saloon 8-bit. That thing is amazing, but I'm awaiting my golden mecha mortis. Man, I need that. The next skin idea we have here, designed by Kakat Poke. That's a hard name to say, but a really awesome idea. Skin concept, Time Traveler Max, and she has the Wild Wild West theme outfit on. I feel like Max as a character just doesn't fit into the Wild Wild West theme, so having her be a time traveler so she can kind of fit in there makes a ton of sense, and it really fits the theme that we have in the game currently. I love the concept. It is such an amazing idea. And the next one we have here by Binker Brawl Stars, Convertible Mortis. Guys, I'm a fan. I would play this all day long. Guys, smash like if you agree with me. Would you play with this skin? Beautiful skin. But everyone, as we're kind of transitioning to the later half of this video today, it's time to get into the brawler concepts of the video, the ones that kind of spoke to me here. The very first one by Vine Ryo, and his brawler's name is Romeo, a heavyweight, and I love the concept for this brawler because he is somewhat of a supportive character, but his support is coming through defense. But as you can see, somewhat of a generic overview to Romeo here. His super, which is kind of the defensive supportive character, deploys his 7,000 health shield to cover himself. Now he can throw spears until the shield is destroyed and returns. So he throws down his shield in front of him. He switches to long range mode, maybe getting a little bit of a nerf to the damage output with that mode, but then you could stand in front of your teammates, tanking in that damage. Maybe you're in a desperate situation. There's a Piper shooting at a tick or something on your team. You got to get in front of that, protect that tick, man. But if we continue on, the attack as well as the star powers and gadgets are also really well thought out and interesting. I just really like the element of a supportive tank, right? A supportive defensive unit. And hopefully we see something like this in the game in the near future. Bringing up our next brawler concept here by Clash Royale 16. This is one of my favorite designs for a new brawler in today's video, as well as it's implementing a concept here in the game mechanic to the brawler that is really new and that I've seen in the past from other brawlers that I really jive with and I find incredibly interesting. So the name of this brawler is Cassie the Witch. And like I said before, the brawler design is incredible. They did an amazing job here. I love the way the character looks. It's Brawl Stars arised, right? They made it really fit into the Brawl Stars universe, or that design that Brawl Stars typically goes with. And yeah, it's just looking amazing. They put a lot of work into this new brawler. But getting into the mechanics of Cassie here, as you can see with the attack, Cassie shoots a blast of magic at enemies that splits horizontally into 2 smaller orbs. If those orbs hit a target, they will pop into 3 small magi darts. So very unique and intricate attack. I feel like this brawler would most definitely fit into the legendary range or maybe chromatic range, but it doesn't end there. My favorite part to this character is the super, Curse You. Cassie aims a bottle of her newest spell, Transformus, at an enemy, and when the bottle hits an enemy, she will turn into that brawler for 6 seconds. Oh, I love that concept, dude. Imagine you hop into a match, there's a Poco on the enemy team, you throw down your your super on that Poke. You turn into Poco, you get your basic attacks off, you throw off a super to support your teammates, turning right back into Cassie and go about your business. 6 seconds might be a little bit challenging to work with, but my goodness, the skill cap on this mechanic is so through the roof and so compelling. During the match, you'd have to think, what would be the best brawler to use my super on? What would be beneficial for my team to use my super on? Which brawler should I turn into? Does my team need a tank? In Brawl Ball, maybe I throw it on an El Primo, get his super, jump on the ball, score the ball, turn back into Cassie. It seems really fun. So big props to Clash Royale 16. I love this idea. Really cool. And getting into our final brawler concept here, and its name is Telly, designed by PI Magics. I love the concept, guys. You know I'm a big fan of Star Park, and I love the mechanics that Telly offers. So if you take a look at the stats, the offense and utility are really high up there. Defense a little bit lacking, but utility is something that I always love to see in a new brawler. If the utility is up there, you know it's going to be a fun brawler to use. Next up, the super, and kind of walking the same lines as Cassie, the last brawler that we just talked about, Telly spawns a glitchy duplicate of the latest defeated brawler. Now the question is how long does it last? Can it attack? What does it do? I need to know these things, but I love the concept, being able to kind of plan around that. You see someone being defeated, maybe an El Primo in Brawl Ball, much like we said for Cassie. Spawn in that El Primo with your super, it might come in handy. Then you have a 4v3 on your side. I think it's really interesting. But then taking a look at the star powers, strong signal. Telly loses 350 HP, but its super now charges up as time passes. So much like we have for Daryl or Max in the game, I think it's a really interesting concept, as well as gives you a chance to use the super more often, and I love the super, so yeah, I'm a fan of that star power. Next one, broken broadcast. Telly's range increases by 1 tile, and aiming its main attack reveals bushes. Next up, the gadget, and this also gets super interesting. Let it snow. All the glitchy duplicates activate their respective supers. How cool is this? My goodness. So this suggests that you can have more than one super down at once. So if you got a Sandy, you got a Poco, activate that super, you get all these supportive elements hopped in. My goodness, I love it. And then news flash. Telly's next attack stuns affected enemies. Really cool, guys. I know we're kind of escalating in skill caps with these latest 2 brawler concepts, but my goodness, I would love to see some of these really unique concepts being implemented in the game sometime down the line. It might be getting a little bit too intricate, but still, it's so interesting. But yeah, everyone, that's just about it for today's video. I thoroughly enjoy making these. I love to see the creativity out there inside the Brawl Stars community and seeing what other people can do for the community, right? These concepts do a lot more than you guys know for Brawl Stars in general, in a game that we play and love every single day. So huge props to all the creators that we showcased today, as well as the creators that might not have been showcased today that are making these amazing ideas, because your work is most definitely valued. That's for dang sure. But yeah, everyone, hope you all enjoyed the video today. If you did, make sure to slap a like on it. I'd really appreciate that. That being said, have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Keep having fun, Brawl Stars, and we'll see you in the next video. Adios, you guys.